Hello people. Today's story comes from Reddit user Dark Kink. Something is wrong with my Polaroid camera. I really enjoy photography, and I've been wanting to buy a Polaroid camera for quite some time now. I don't know, I guess I just wanted to try out something new. But every time I would think of buying one for myself, my empty wallet would remind me how broke I am. Spending money on a camera just didn't seem practical at that point in time. Then December rolled in, and along with it came the season of Christmas. Just like every year, my grandparents always gave me money instead of actual gifts, since they never know what to get me. I decided to spend the cash on a Polaroid camera. I opened up eBay in my laptop and started looking for a proper camera. I came across a vintage one, you know, the ones that have multicolored stripes on them. The price of the camera, however, stuck out a bit. I'd never come across this camera before, or else I would have bought it. Like, it was pretty cheap. $9? Amazing. So, yeah, I bought that camera along with a pair of shoes from Amazon. That was the biggest mistake I'd made the entire year. The package arrived at my doorstep in the morning of Christmas Eve. I opened the box inquisitively. The Polaroid was nestled on a bed of shredded paper, along with a pack of films waiting for me to play with it. One more piece just got added to my collection of vintage items. I loaded in the film, placed my eye close to the viewfinder, and snapped a picture of the Christmas tree in my living room. The flash turned on, followed by a little click sound. I waited patiently for quite some time, and my first picture finally came out. After it developed, I picked up the film to see how it had turned out. It came out as expected, the 5-foot Christmas tree decorated with colourful ornaments, softly glowing tree lights, garlands, and the golden star at the top. But something was wrong with the picture. There was something odd in the top right corner. Looked kind of like smoke. Maybe I inserted the films wrong, I thought to myself. I didn't want to waste my film, so I decided to show it to my friend, maybe he could fix it. So I left the camera on the dining table and went on with my day. Some of my friends had come over to my house later that day. I remembered about the camera and showed it to one of my friends who owned a Polaroid. She checked it, reloaded the film again, and took a picture. The camera flashed and we waited for the film to come out and develop. To our disappointment, the weird smoky thing was still there, but this time it was even bigger and more defined. I was very disappointed with the camera, but then again I'd only spent $10 on it. I wish I'd chosen to buy a more expensive one. The camera and the 2 films lay on the table for the next 2 days. One day, out of boredom, I picked up the 2 films. I lay in bed, staring at the first picture for some time. The smoke-like thing started to look like something, like someone's face? Like a small part of someone's smiling face. I got up. Maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me. I inspected the picture again. I was not wrong. It did indeed look like a face. That's weird, I thought. I picked up the second picture and studied the smoky part of it. This time, the face was that of a woman, her hair pulled back in a neat bun. She wore a rather uncanny smile. I picked up my Polaroid and took a picture of my room. The camera flashed and the film came out. After developing, it showed the picture of my room, and standing in the middle was that lady amidst the smoke, wearing a white dress. This time, she was not smiling. My heart skipped a beat. I'm not a skeptic. In fact, I've had a few paranormal experiences myself during my childhood, but they were just light things, like knocking on the doors, things falling and getting misplaced. This was something quite different. I didn't really know what to do. I decided to snap another picture and see what happens. The camera flashed. The familiar click made the picture come out of the camera. I took another, and then another. After some time, they developed. In the first one, the lady came closer to the camera. Her face became more prominent, which is not a good thing. Now it looked malicious. I picked up the next picture. A shiver ran down my spine. She was pointing towards me. And her face, oh God, her face, it looked so deadly. Her eyes stared straight at the camera. She was screaming angrily, her mouth wide open, revealing a void of darkness. The more I stared at the picture, her screams grew louder and louder, penetrating through the picture and deafening my ears. I threw the picture on the ground. The sound had become unbearable. I was a little hesitant to pick up the next film. The horror accompanying the rest of the pictures made me reluctant to look at more. Why is this woman appearing on every single picture I take? Did these pictures mean anything? What do they mean? I had no idea what to expect. I imagined the lady closer to the camera trying to tell me something. My inquisitive mind helped me gather up some courage. Who was this lady, and what did she want? Did she need my help? I needed to know what was going on. I pulled myself together, my hands trembled as I picked it up. As I said, I had no idea what to expect, but what I saw was something I definitely did not predict. I was staring at a picture of my room. Just my room. She was gone. Where did she go? I definitely know that the smoke was not a glitch. There was a spirit attached to this camera, and I had to make sure that it didn't attach itself to my house or me. I needed to find her. Then I'd sell this camera and get rid of it once and for all. But first I needed to find her. Taking pictures was the only way. I went to every room of my house, the kitchen, the living room, the dining area, and the guest room, and took a picture from many different angles. The pictures developed, but there was no sign of her. I need to find her. I felt a slight pain in my back, but I didn't stop. I need to find her. When she didn't turn up in any picture, I realized that I'd not checked my bathroom. I ran up the stairs, ridiculing myself for making such a mistake. Hopelessly, I took a picture and it came out. It developed, and I took a look at it. My heart sank. I realized why she did not turn up in the other pictures. In the photograph, I could see my reflection, taking a picture in the mirror. She was standing behind me, looking straight at my head. All this time, she was right behind me, following me wherever I go. I had the answer to one of my many questions. Yes, she did want my help. She wanted my help to let her in. She wanted my soul. For the first time that day, I felt scared. I lay on the cold floor of my room crying. My back pain seemed to be getting worse. She's trying to come in. I felt very weak. My legs were paralyzed. I'd never been in such an immense amount of pain. I tried my best but couldn't get up. I just lay there, paralyzed and crying. The pain was unbearable. At one point I felt like I was about to die, but then it was gone. Not completely gone, but enough for me to regain control over my body. Shaking, I managed to stand up and drank some water from the tap. There was still a pain in my head. I grabbed my camera and went to my room. I lay on my bed and tried to rest. I turned my head towards the vanity and looked into the mirror. I looked very weak. My skin was slightly grey and my lips were chapped. Some parts of my hair had turned white. No, it can't be. I got my Polaroid and took a picture of myself through the reflection. In the photo that developed, sitting in my exact position, holding the camera, was a lady wearing a white dress. Her hair was tied in a neat bun and she wore an eerie smile. Hi, my name's Sarah Randall, and I love my new home. I'm so glad that my sister decided to sell my camera. She was a pain to live with anyway. I don't plan on leaving. I'll stay here forever.